So it has been said that there was a meeting between Deco and the agents of Xavi Simons. The meeting took place today afternoon, and it was a survey by the club to show interest in the player's situation. Despite the player wanting a return, it's not an easy operation. So it's quite clear that Barcelona are looking for a left wing option. Xavi Simons is being seen as one of the alternatives, and I do want to speak about why he did leave FC Barcelona in the first place. Back in 2019, Xavi Simons was 16 years old, and he shocked many Barcelona fans on that year because he walked away from La Masia after being there for 9 years. But it wasn't just because of the money, it is because of the sporting project that Barcelona had at that time. Everybody surrounding Xavi Simons, like in terms of the family, the agents, they all felt like he was hitting a ceiling at FC Barcelona. There was no clear plan for him to get some integration into the first team, and that is mainly because Barcelona at that time were operating in a level where, they did not really want to count on La Masia players. They wanted to buy as many players as possible from other teams in Europe. Hence the reason why even players like Eric Garcia left and went to Manchester City. So Barcelona couldn't promise that he would debut before he just turned 18 years old, and the family, the agents, and everybody surrounding Xavi Simons wanted him to be in the first team by the time he was 16 or 17 years old. Barcelona at that time as well, they offered him 100k a year for the player and a slow transition from under 17 to under 19. But then PSG came in and they said, oh my god, Xavi Simons, what a phenomenal player, we want you and we'll offer you 10 times more than what Barcelona is offering you, which is 1 million euros a year, and fast track this player Xavi Simons into the first team plans. So it wasn't just about cash, but it was also about clarity, right? Like how fast was he going to progress sportingly, and PSG were willing to give him everything. There was also the factor of Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola was the agent at that time for Xavi Simons, and Barcelona did not have the best relationships with Mino Raiola. Ex-president Bartomeu did not really like Mino Raiola, and the same thing goes, with Mino Raiola and Bartomeu. And especially knowing that when Barcelona were trying to go after De Ligt, Mino Raiola was making it very difficult for De Ligt to go to Barcelona, and Mino Raiola was like, no, I don't want De Ligt, my client, to go to Barca because Juventus or Manchester United are giving bigger offers. And so from there, the relationships was tense. Mino Raiola said, I'm also going to take away Xavi Simons, I'm going to work out this deal and have him move to PSG. And I remember there was multiple reports claiming that, Xavi Simons was crying in his room when he found out that he was going to be leaving his childhood club, and he didn't want to leave, but he knew that he had to. So Xavi Simons clearly went from the one who got away to one of the Europe's most wanted, and FC Barcelona are now gearing up for his potential re-emergence. Fast forward a couple of years later, in the 2022-2023 season at PSV, it was considered as a breakout season where he played 48 matches, scored 22 goals, provided 11 assists. He also won the KNVB Cup, and he was joint top scorer in the league. He also debuted at the World Cup back in 2022 at the age of 19 years old. From there, he finally exploded. From 2023 up until now, especially with RB Leipzig, he has had a revolution. His numbers have only skyrocketed from there. In terms of the Bundesliga numbers, for the 2023-2024 season, 32 matches, 8 goals, and 11 assists. And this is him playing across all areas in the attack, as a right winger, as a central attacking midfielder, and also as a left winger primarily. In the 2024-2025 season, which is the season that we have just completed, 25 matches played in the Bundesliga, scoring 10 goals and providing 6 assists. So total at Leipzig, he played 76 matches and scored 21 goals and provided 23 assists. He is one of the league's most dynamic creators. Keep in mind that, when we talk about Xavi Simons, we're not talking about a player that can play on the left wing and bring something that Nico Williams brings, or Rafael Leao brings, or Kvara brings. Xavi Simons is a player that is different, much more like Florian Wirtz, much more like Musiala as well. These are two Germans who can also play on the left wing position. So think of a player like that. Really think about that, right? Would you welcome a profile like Florian Wirtz to go on the left wing, or Musiala to go on the left wing? Obviously, Musiala has that better numbers in terms of dribbling into the final third, but all in all, the profiles are very much similar, and this is the reason why Hansi Flick is keeping an eye on Xavi Simons. In the Euro of 2024, he made a statement. He had a huge performance for the Netherlands, scored versus England in the semifinal, had 1 goal and provided 2 assists in 6 matches with a pass accuracy of 89%, so he can deliver on big stages. Technically, he's also very polished. His acceleration is at 86, with his pace being at 81, dribbling 86, vision 85, and his versatility is phenomenal. He can play on the left wing position, on the right wing position, and also as a central attacking midfielder. He is a total technician, and he's not just flashy. He's not like a player that that just says like, look at my name, look at how I can maneuver through these center backs. He's also extremely creative with 2.14 key passes per 90 minutes, 65.5% in terms of shot accuracy, 31% conversion rate. He has elite IQ plus great end product, which makes him a nightmare for defenders. Now, unfortunately, he's currently being valued at 70 million euros. So he has had a wild growth since leaving FC Barcelona and becoming a player at the age of just 22 years old. He's very young, and now he's the most demanded. He's very expensive, but we'll see how FC Barcelona maneuver through these type of negotiations. This is the reason why in the beginning in this report it stated that this operation is going to be very difficult because a lot of negotiations are going to have to take place. Keep in mind that we're talking about Barcelona negotiating with RB Leipzig, a club that once had Dani Olmo. We had to negotiate for Dani Olmo, and we got a very cheap price for Dani Olmo. I think that we can do the exact same thing because the relationships between RB Leipzig and Barcelona is really, really good. So it's not just Barcelona. Bayern Munich are also circling. There's also some Premier League giants like Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Man City. They all want the player. So he's officially that guy. So do I think that if Xavi Simons were to join FC Barcelona, can he better his numbers? Yes, of course. The fact that he left La Masia made a name for himself at PSG and also RB Leipzig. He's proven, he's hardened, he's ready to lead any attack. He has done it on the club level, domestic level, international level. If Xavi Simons were to join Barca, I can see Xavi Simons go into the left wing position, Raphinha on the number 10 position. I know that a lot of that doesn't make any sense because you might as well just have Raphinha on the left wing position and Xavi Simons on the attacking midfield position, but we'll see. I think that you can do a lot there. Ideally though, Hansi Flick's main plan is to have Raphinha on the number 10 position for a very big reason. That is something that we're going to be seeing unfold later down the line. And for sure, the fact that at RB Leipzig, he ended with more than 20 goal contributions, if he can up Raphinha's numbers, then he can definitely up Xavi Simons' number. Hansi Flick has what it takes to really get the best out of every player that does embrace Barca and this system. We can easily get Xavi Simons to a position where he can have 20 goals and 25 assists. He'll be one hell of a signing. So when I think about Xavi Simons, I think about a player that is, yes, talent, but he's more than that. He's a success story for any La Masia player that eventually does leave and maybe has the potential to come back and, you know, become a very big name and a very big player for the club. You must continue to bet on yourself, take those tough decisions early like he did, and stay hungry. And that is why Xavi Simons is being eyed on by multiple clubs. So would I say that why did Barcelona let him go in the first place? Why couldn't they offer him more money, more prominence? Well, you know, we're talking about two different boards. The board back in 2019 is not the board that we have today. We have Joan Laporta, we have Deco, we have a club that does like to eye on youngsters and youngsters who are proven and players who can give a lot of years and want to represent this badge. You better bet that Xavi Simons, if you talk to him and you ask him, would you like to represent FC Barcelona again in this badge? He'll be like, hell yeah, I want to be there. I want to go there. I love FC Barcelona. I have been there since I was like 16, 15, or maybe even 10 years old, and I want to come back. And do I think that Xavi Simons is the ideal, like, best candidate to reinforce the left wing position? I don't think so. I think that obviously there is better alternatives, but we also have to keep in mind that Barcelona are not going to overstretch for anybody. We're not going to overpay for no player. If a club has the audacity to say, give us 90 million euros just like that for a player, Barcelona's not going to do that. There's certain things that Barcelona can and cannot do. If we had Bartomeu, of course he can get these deals done, but that comes with a cost. That comes with us owing a lot of money in the long run, hence the reason why Barcelona had to suffer over the past 5 years. Joan Laporta wants to take care of Barcelona for the now and for the future, so we're not going to get like finessed in these negotiations. When we compare Xavi Simons to other top left wingers out there in the world like Luis Díaz, Raphinha, Vinicius, Kvara, and Nico Williams, Xavi Simons ranks in 4th place when it comes to goals per 90, averaging 0.42. The only 3 players that is better than Xavi Simons in terms of goals per 90 is Luis Díaz, Raphinha, and Vinicius. Luis Díaz averaging 0.52, Raphinha averaging 0.51, Vinicius averaging 0.44, and Xavi Simons comes in 4th place with 0.42. Kvara and Nico Williams are below Xavi Simons. Now, how does Xavi Simons rank with those other wingers in terms of key passes per 90 minutes? We're talking about vision and passing IQ. Xavi Simons averages 2.14 key passes per 90 as discussed before, and because of these numbers, Xavi Simons is in number 1 with Raphinha coming in 2nd place with 2.10, Vinicius in 3rd place with 1.80, Kvara in 4th place with 1.75, Nico Williams in 5th place with 1.64, and Luis Díaz is in last place in terms of key passes per 90, which is 6th place and 1.59. Xavi Simons is elite in terms of shot creating actions. Simons is once again in number 1 with 4.71, Raphinha in 2nd place with 4.44, and Vinicius in 3rd place with 4.23. Now here is going to be one of the most important points. If we were to get Xavi Simons and we do not achieve the signing of Luis Díaz or some other top left winger that Barcelona and many Barcelona fans do want, like maybe Leao, maybe Kvara or whatever, whoever's out there in the world of football, how does he rank in terms of speed test, right? His top speed, because many have been questioning, Xavi Simons is not even that fast. How are we going to go for a player like him? You might as well just go back for Joao Felix. Well, here's the thing, like his top speed is actually really fast. I don't know where people get this idea that he's very slow when he's really not. Luis Díaz is the fastest, by the way. way. Ranking in number 1 with 36.4 kilometers an hour. Vinicius, 36.1 kilometers an hour, with Xavi Simons at 35.2 kilometers an hour, which means that Raphinha comes in 4th place, being slightly slower than Simons. So Simons is quick, but I wouldn't say that he's explosive like a Vinicius or Luis Díaz. Overall, Simons' strengths is going to rely on 3 things. He has the best creative metrics in terms of key passes, shot creating actions, progressive passes. He's also good at being very flexible. He can play on the attacking midfield position, left wing position, right wing position, and lastly, he has technical IQ beyond his age. Those are the 3 things. What he does need to improve on is also going to revolve around 3 different things. Final third efficiency. I think that his goals and assists can get much better. Point number 2, his dribbling success rate also needs to get better, and his raw speed and acceleration could also be improved. And all of this is very much trainable. So let me know in the comment sections down below. Would you guys like to bring in Xavi Simons to reinforce the left wing position, or do you want somebody else? And if you want Xavi Simons, how much would you pay for his services? Would you go for 60 to 65 million euros, or are you okay with reaching that 70 to 80 million euro demand that RB Leipzig might ask for? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.